Each quarter tells a story, from Wall Street heavyweights to emerging disruptors. We break down the numbers, the reactions, and the moves that matter most. Real data, real insights, in real time. This is Earnings Central Live with Verified Investing.
Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Earnings Central Live. My name is Lawton here with Verified Investing, and that's right, we're back at it again for another Earnings Central Live. Hopefully you were here yesterday and you saw us take a 4% gainer on American Eagle Outfitters. That was absolutely incredible. I actually forgot, full transparency, that we had a show today, which is why I didn't tell you yesterday that we had a show today. But hopefully you made it here, and if you're here, thank you for spending your time with me. Before we go any further, I just want to say thank you for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing to the Verified Investing YouTube channel. It really helps the algorithm say, okay, we want more people to see this. But anyways, I have a jam-packed day today. We have CRM, Five Below, Snowflake, C3 AI, and Path. UiPath or UiPath? One of the paths. Anyways, let's hop right into the levels because we have earnings coming out in about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. First of all, please throw up CRM for me. So for CRM, we're estimating around 18% up year over year. Forecast earnings per share at $2.86. For revenue, we're anticipating a push up around 8.8% year over year, about $10.27 billion. That's with a B. Big company. And please throw up the next one, Five Below. And for Five Below, the other one reporting at 4 p.m., we have a forecast of revenue down 82% year over year at around 22 cents earnings per share. And for their revenue, they're expecting an actual increase in revenue despite a decrease in earnings per share of about almost $1 billion, up 13.7% year over year. Please come back to me. All right, guys, so now we are going to go over my levels. Let me go ahead and share my charts for all of you, so you can take a look at my levels on CRM and Five Below. So first here, can we go full screen to my charts, please? On Five Below, CRM, excuse me, the levels of support and resistance are as follows. My first level of resistance, should this pop up around 6%, aggressive level on CRM Salesforce is going to be around $252.50. There's a gap fill all the way back from the well, not all the way, but back from the 5th of November. And then another gap fill over here at around $261.43 from the 3rd of November. As far as support is concerned, I'm expecting a bounce around the 222 level. This should be double bottom, about 7% lower, and another level around 11% lower from its current trading price, another double bottom from actually earnings in May of 2024, around $212. We'll see how good my levels are there. Let me put this to extended trading hours. We'll see how good those levels are. Now moving on to Five Below. Five Below, I have a couple levels for you here. For support, I'm looking at basically a gap fill somewhere over here around, or a double bottom, I guess. You'd have to go closer to see. So it looks like it's a pivot low from about $149 essentially, around $149 for that first support. That would be around 9% lower. Next level is a gap fill around 15% lower, around 138.38. I have less than a minute left, so I'm going to go a little faster. For resistance, my first level is 178.62. There's a gap fill there, and then a pivot high here around 187.75. Please come to me. So we're going to go ahead, and the way this is going to work is we're going to react to this in real time and hopefully get a trade. If you're trading alongside this at home, just know that earnings are extremely risky and extremely volatile. So use extreme caution, use a smaller position size, and make sure that your orders are set to overnight extended trading hours. Not overnight, but extended trading hours. Okay? So we're going to wait here and react to these trades in real time. We have a couple more stocks for you later on in this show, so don't go anywhere. but these are the ones that are coming out now, should be coming out now. Five Below and CRM. The other ones are Snowflake, C3 AI, and Path. So nothing so far on Salesforce CRM, not typically the largest mover. That's why my support and resistance levels are like 7-ish, 6 to 7% higher or lower from the current trading price. As for Five Below, a little more of a volatile stock. So my resistance and support levels are around 9% away. And if you want to know how exactly I find my levels of support and resistance, I have this process of looking at previous price action as CRM is moving up a little bit, and taking a look at how much these stocks historically, right? And I'm a big believer in historical. Wow, look at this huge drop in CRM, huge believer, and nice pop on Five Below, and looking at their previous price data to determine their movements as a forecast for their movements. Okay, Salesforce getting to that first level. Wow, that aggressive level has been tagged. Will it continue higher or will it pull back? That's the question. Decent pullback, pulled back about 0.5%, but pushing up towards that secondary level. Five Below pushing up, continuing to push up. CRM unfortunately unable to hit that secondary level, but there you go, boom, 1.5% if you wanted, if you took this trade. You're out of the money a little bit, but it continues to fall. Wow, another winner. Around 3% you could have taken there CRM, and it might keep going down. Amazing. Five Below popping up as well. We have about 3 more minutes for another set of earnings, but that was incredible, guys. If you took this trade, you made at least 3%, and it's pushing higher. What you could do is look for an entry at the secondary level of resistance that I put out on CRM. But wow, what a nice push through and a flush. It got a little hairy at first, right? Because that first level was pierced, though it wasn't a perfect level like some of my other levels have been. But it did fall 3% from that level. Now the secondary level, 261.43, can this provide some level of resistance for CRM? Not sure. So Five Below, very interesting. It initially popped up about 5% or 6%, falling now about 4.5% from that level. And look at this, CRM is heading towards my secondary level. Let's see if it can get there. Basically around 261.43. Let's see what happens here, guys. And I know we have another set of earnings in about 2 minutes, but this is so exciting. I'll cover Snowflake in just a moment, but it should be on the ticker down below if you want to preset your orders there. But I'm just curious to see if CRM would give you a secondary opportunity to trade at the second level of resistance that I noted on the chart. So getting into that level now, about 261, about stalling there. Let's see if it can pierce that level and then pull back, see if we can get a twofer on this. Wow, what a beautiful pullback. It looks like my level might have been just off slightly, about 60 cents, but that's a beautiful pullback, about a $4 pullback from that level on CRM. But congratulations, guys, you at least had that 3%er on the first wave. All right, enough about CRM. I have like a minute left. Throw Snowflake's EPS on the screen, please. We got to go through this a little quickly, guys. So we're expecting a 55% increase earnings per share on Snowflake, and the revenue up 26%. Please go to my charts. I'm going to show you my level of support and resistance on this chart. So on my chart, my levels of support are 234 essentially, and again at 228.50. For resistance, it's going to be basically 304.75, okay? And I'm going to turn this to extended trading hours because we're expecting to receive earnings in less than a minute. Let's see what the CRM did. So look at this. CRM got so close to my secondary level, but look at this beautiful pullback, about 3%, just ahead of that 261 level. Five, not doing too much. And we're going to react to Snow in about 30 seconds. But what a great pullback here on CRM, guys. I mean, you had that 4% if you wanted it at the beginning, about 3%, and it just narrowly kissed, barely missed that secondary level. So that's pretty awesome. We have about 10 seconds to go. Can we go to me, please? We have about 10 seconds to go, and you're seeing that, right? I only have one level of resistance on Snowflake. That's around that 304.75. Earnings should be out any second now. Wow, Snowflake's starting to come down now, right? Look at this big fall. Remember my levels of support. First level of support, 234 peers, and around 234, and then 228.50. Let's see if these levels can work out. And sometimes, and as I say always, the first move isn't always the right move. As we see Snowflake essentially fall about 6% immediately, bouncing a little bit and continuing to move back to CRM. Look at this, guys. CRM continuing to sell just off of my level. And if you are still, for whatever reason, still holding CRM from my first entry, you're in the money about 1.5%. So congratulations to you. Not much on Five. Snowflake, let's see if this can continue coming down. We have two more stocks reporting earnings in 5 minutes. Well, 4 minutes now, but I'll get to those levels in just a moment. Let's see here. Around 234 is that level of support on Snow. And CRM just sitting below that first level of resistance that I did point out. But let's see here on Snowflake if we can get below that 234 region. That would be the first area that you could consider entering a trade long on this. We have another set of earnings in about 3 minutes. So let's see if we can't get another trade. And look at this, CRM continuing to fall, guys. Look how nice this is. Wow, 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 wow. Fell another 3% from my first level. Unfortunately, missed my secondary level by just 50 cents. But wow, what a great fall here on CRM. Amazing, amazing fall here on CRM. 3% from my level. Snowflake continuing to inch down a little bit, but not a lot of action here. I have AI, C3 AI, and Path coming up, so I'm going to go talk about those really quickly. Can we throw up C3 AI, please, for me? So to C3 AI, we're expecting a negative, negative earnings per share at around 33 cents per share. An improvement, actually, 51% year over year. And for revenue, we're expecting $75 million, but this is an AI company. It's not supposed to be profitable, right? The next one, can we please throw up Path, UiPath? So UiPath, we're expecting about 15 cents earnings per share. As far as revenue is concerned, we're anticipating a revenue of about $393 million, an increase around 11% year over year. Can we throw it to my charts, please, so I can give you my levels of support and resistance? My levels of support and resistance, first on AI, my first resistance level is 1744, pivot high, and pivot low here around 1259. Let me turn on extended trading hours, and it looks like we're having some movement already. As far as Path is concerned, I have a couple more levels here on this one. For resistance, I have these double top or triple top almost at $17.50 essentially, and then this red bar high at around $18.60. As far as support is concerned, there's a pivot low down here around $12.37 and a gap fill down here just under $12 around the $11.84 level. Let me go ahead and throw those on my charts and see if we can't get some action. Back to Snow. Unfortunately, did not hit my level. Let's look at CRM. It's well below that first level. 5 below, not much happening there. But CRM, excuse me, back to AI. Let me turn on the volume. Some volume starting to pick up a little bit, so they might have put out their earnings early. Now, this C3 AI is a little, is not a stock that moves, you know, a whole lot, but I did put my spreads for my support and resistance levels about 16% from the closing price, just to be a little more conservative. Again, let's see if we can't get another winner. Earnings should be out in about 40 seconds, but if you guys took that trade, congratulations and thank you guys for tuning into the show. I hope you're at least enjoying it if you're just at home watching, right? But this just shows how amazing, can we go to me, please? This just shows how awesome a technical analysis really is, right? A lot of people like to call it like astrology for men, but I mean, if it works, it works. So let's see if AI, C3 AI or UiPath can give us a trade here in just about a few seconds. Thank you, Christopher. All right, earnings should be out. Okay, immediate movement on Path. You saw some movement up, some movement down. Let's see if it continues lower. Back to C3 AI. Not a lot happening there. Back to Path. Kind of trying to make up its mind. We saw it go up 6% and then come down, right? Come down 2%. So let's see which way it decides to go. It's making up its mind. Okay, Path is starting to move up. Is that what it's going to go with? And now it's pulling back. And this is one of the crazy things about earnings, right? Because as soon as the earnings come out, there's an algorithm that reads the numbers, right? It reads the numbers and decide whether that's good or bad, right? And decide whether or not they would want to trade it, whether they should buy it or sell it. But sometimes those numbers are wrong, right? Sometimes they could double miss, right? They could miss on both earnings and revenue, but their guidance is really good. Or conversely, they could have great earnings, great revenue, but lowering their guidance, right? Which would be where the algorithms would be like, okay, double beat, let's buy. But actually guidance is bad, so it's a sell. It is a sell. Thank you guys for the kind words. Let's see if we can get a trade though. If not, it's okay. I'm happy with that CRM trade, right? That's pretty awesome. And that just shows that even if, like, look at this. It got so close to my secondary level. Wow. My first level worked out pretty decently, right? We had a 4%er and then it went above it, came back down about 3%, and just kissed my secondary level of resistance over that 261 level. So Path continuing to push up. So let's see if Path has made up its mind and decide, okay, this is good news, right? Remember, my first level of resistance is around $17.49. Wes says, don't give Lawton any more caffeine. Believe it or not, I'm totally uncaffeinated. This is just raw Lawton. Stella says, thank you for the CRM trading line. Thank you for taking my trade, Stella, and thanks for being here, guys. This is so much fun, and I hope you're having as much fun and enjoyment watching at home as I am here trading. So I'm going to give it another couple minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, to see if we get some more action. If not, it's okay. We took a winner, right? It's the way it goes. Thanks so much, Keith. 3% in 30 seconds. Yep. Are you all talking about AI wanting call today? So yeah, so we're waiting for AI and Path to put out their earnings or the stock to move in response to its earnings as of now. Just reading off some of the chat. Eclectic says, run baby run. Yeah, we'll give it another minute or so, and if not, it's all right. We have Trading the Close, Drew's show. But we took a trade, right? I'll be honest with you. When I first started the show, I wasn't expecting to take a trade every single time. I would give out my levels, but for my levels to work out this well, right, and for all of us here to be able to take so many trades and winning trades at that is actually incredible. So Path double beat, yep, that explains the move higher, but not that much higher, right? You're talking about a move about 9%, right? But I'm expecting a move around 17%, but who knows? And the great thing about these levels is they are strong technical levels. So even if they don't hit today, they could be good levels to short or go long tomorrow for a day trade, right? These are certainly levels that I will be taking a look on. Eclectic says, these CRM levels were on the money, man. Thank you so much. The resistance for AI, yeah, absolutely. My resistance for AI, I only have one, $17.45. But they're scrolling at the bottom of the screen for you. You can also replay this and check this out tomorrow for a day trade. But unfortunately, guys, I have to close it here. Drew's show is coming up. Congratulations on that CRM trade, 3%. And look at this, sitting well below. Unfortunately, didn't hit that second entry. That would have been so juicy, but you can't complain when you take a win. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Before I forget, I have a new course out called 0 to 60 Zero to Trader in 60 Minutes Crypto Edition. It's for anyone who wants to learn how to trade cryptocurrency, sign up for an account. There's no TA in there, but you get a 1-month access for free to the Smart Money Crypto, where you get all of Gareth, Drew, and Ben's cryptocurrency trades. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm not going to be live tomorrow, I promise, but I'll see you all next week. Go follow me on Twitter at Lawton Investing. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you on Trading the Close. Bye, guys.